Fedor Emelianenko versus Jon Jones. Who would win in the battle of the mad goats? I love Fedor. To me, he is the greatest MMA fighter of all time. But Jon Jones as well, he's the greatest MMA fighter of all time. And I think most of us have no real right in trying to judge who of those is greater. We cannot even understand the level of greatness that these fighters have. But I think I come a little closer than some other people in understanding them. And I would like to explain that Fedor was the original GOAT. After Royce Gracie, he made MMA what it is. And then in the Pride era, there was the golden age of MMA fighting in Japan. There was no drug testing at all. It was a 10-minute round. It was soccer kicks. It was stomps. It was like all the goodies at once. So we saw people that big with those muscles, taking 5 injections a day and them fighting each other just for glory. It's Japan. They didn't even care much about who wins or loses. It was all about how do you behave? Are you a cool fighter? How much of prowess and heart do you show during a fight? And in that time, Fedor was unbeaten for 10 years straight, fighting all of your favorite legends and beating them all. He beat Krokop in an open fight, in standing up. He caught the Randallplex and armbarred him shortly after. He was fighting Hongman Choi, who's over 7 foot tall, and he was beating him with an armbar as well. It was madness. He was 30-0 for 10 years, before taking it too far. And he looked like your favorite butcher. It's 6 feet even, if that, and his big chubby, and always that ice cold expression from a Siberian. And Jon Jones, the probably most talented combat sports artist of all time, physically and technically. He's tall. What is he? 6'4", 6'5", and he has a gigantic wingspan of almost 7 feet. And he's so brutal in his wrestling, so brutal in his striking. He's using his arm's length to even eye jab everybody, to oblique kick everybody. And the same way that Fedor didn't care about where the fight is. He was great in striking, in grappling, and ground and pound. He did just everything. The same way Jon Jones always does whatever his opponents hate. And he's great at that. He's unbeatable. His only defeat is because he illegally used 12-6 elbows and got disqualified. So I think that the comparison of prime Fedor to prime Jon Jones is a bit, I wouldn't say unfair, but a lot of the training of Jon Jones is built upon all the experience that men before him, like Jon Jones, like Fedor, have done. And I think Jon Jones is a bit more powerful. He's a bit stronger. Has a bit more reach. His wrestling is good enough to measure up to Fedor. I think in a fight head-to-head, Jon Jones would win that fight most likely, 70%.